Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. A woman can have sex with different types of men. Now, this ain't women in general. This is talking about a single woman. Because one of the things dudes don't understand, because every now and then, even when I talk about body game, you get some Bama, and I do mean Bama, going to get on there saying, well, they only want a lean type of woman. A man, right? Lean type of man. And I'm just like, yeah. But see, here's the issue with women. A woman can have sex with some lean, cut up, tall guy in the morning, but then have sex with some shorter statured, slightly chubby guy in the evening. Look, I'm going to tell you something now. This is very important to understand with women. They can get with whoever. They can have sex with whoever. They ain't limited. You know, a lot of guys want to think they're limited, but they not limited. Because even when I talk about body game, right? When I talk about body game, that's more for a man to feel good about himself, period. But never look at a woman and think she won't do something. Never look at a woman and think she won't get with a type of man, because you really don't know. You don't know that woman. And this ain't like some conjecture. Because remember, a third of my consultation clients are women. I actually talk with women. I actually deal with them. I actually know what they're going to do. And the women, they ain't limited. Even when they said it, because I did a video a while ago, and I said women have an ideal type and then an open type. And what I meant by that was very simply, every woman might have an ideal type, like she might want. She'll say, yeah, I want this type of guy. But she'll get with it. Like I've mentioned several times, this woman I knew, right? Now, she said, you know, the type of guy that she'll say she wants would be some muscular, long-haired dude, right? Muscular, long-haired dude, right? Long hair, surfer hair and stuff, right? But I know for a fact this woman hooked up with this overweight, bald-headed dude. And she multiple times. And that's the one thing, like, dudes got to understand with women. You got to just understand that. That's just their nature. They ain't stuck. Like, women can hook up with different types of guys. Even when you talk about that thing with the imprint. Now, just to be clear, the imprint is a combination of the first 3 guys that a woman has been penetrated by. Not just one guy. Not just one guy. Because subconsciously, she will look for a man who has a combination of those traits, right? But here's the thing with the imprint. It's not so much as physical as it is mental. She's looking for, if women do anything, just as long as that guy who's lean and that guy who's some big old dude got the same general personality traits, a woman's going to get with them. Because see, one thing with women, right? And this is coming from somebody who talks about body game. Because yeah, they still checking out the physicality. But the way to get with a woman is to make an emotional connection with them. And that's what they look for. Now, whatever the case is, yeah, they'll go crazy. Yeah, you got that progression that they look for. Whatever they looking for. But that just opens the door. That just opens the door. And men got to understand that. That opens the door. But to hook them, to get them, it's all about what's in here. As this young lady I used to go out with would say, a man has to tug at a woman's heart. And that's not even about the physicality. Yeah, that lean guy could tug at her heart, but also that big old brolic dude could tug at her heart. And they could do it easily. In fact, several times I had mentioned this woman who had lived next door to me in this real expensive apartment building, but you could hear stuff like crazy. You could hear stuff like crazy. It was just like, come on, man. Now, I remember the first guy she was with. Now, he was, I don't know, I guess y'all would call him a normie or something like that, right? I guess you would call him a normie. But he wasn't no big old dude. He was just regular build, regular body. Now, she had sex with him. Now, whether she enjoyed it, that was something else. But she dealt with him for a little bit, right? But then got this new dude, big hominy-grit eating. You know, eat his cereal in a cake bowl with a ladle type of dude. Big Jethro Bodine looking dude. The old heads will know who I'm talking about. He was tearing her ass up. Physically, those two guys weren't alike. And I mean, I know this other woman, right? Real fine. She in her 50s now, still fine. Stop traffic fine. I remember she was dealing with this guy, you know, muscular, had that body, had those pretty eyes, had all of that stuff. What many guys think is, you know, the ideal. Yet, this woman had admitted to me that she had hooked up with this guy right away, some big old 300-pound dude or something. You know, seriously. And, you know, somebody would say, well, what they have in common is not the looks. See, guys get too caught up in the looks. Looks is just bait, man. Looks is just bait. That's first of all. And looks mean more to men than they do to women. I'm just going to say that. Yeah, it means something, but it's not the only thing. And see, a woman, it's more about what you got in here. It's way more about what you got in here. Yeah, that draws them over whatever you look like, and you still want to look your best. You still want to engage in body game. You still want to let the barber bless you. You still want to do all that. You still want to be dressed well, have your good presentation. Look, let me be clear on that. Don't think so. But see, that's just the bait. But then it's the conversation. But then think about the conversation. What are y'all talking about? First of all, y'all got to have some similarities to even have that conversation. Y'all got to have some similarities. Y'all can't just talk. And talking is very important. In fact, what I'm seeing with a lot of guys is they having trouble talking to women. And for the umpteenth time, and I'm going to say the umpteenth time, I'm going to put a link in the description box of that on-demand video I did, talking to women. Because I'm seeing a lot of guys need it. It's been very popular. But a lot of guys need that. But it's that connection. See, I'm going to tell you what. The most important thing with any woman is connecting with her. Connect regardless of what you look like. The look and all that, that's just the bait. That gets them over there. You do want to look your best. And even then, even with that, it depends on the woman and what she like in bait. Because some women, they're going to like a big old dude. That's the best bait for them. Other women going to like a athletic dude. Other women going to like a slim dude. In fact, I knew this woman, this young lady, and I never forget what she said. She said she like her man was slim, but yet this one of those young ladies that was flirting with me, because we were working together on one of my 1,000 jobs, right? And we had to go to Haynes Park, and my job was to get there early and hold the space for us. So I got there and it was warm out, so I took my shirt off. And I never forget. Now this woman, I ain't never been no super slim guy, right? But this young lady, she had said she prefers slim. She said she didn't want no guy with a butt bigger than her. It's okay, fine. But yet she saw me here, with my shirt off. I was about to put my shirt back on. She was like, oh no, you don't have to put your shirt back on. Look, here's the thing with women. They'll say one thing, but women are really more open. Women are way more open than we give them credit for. Like, guys think they only want, you got some guys think they only want one type. And let me say something about that, because you always get some guys say they only want this, they only want this. Do you go outside? I'm serious. Do you touch some grass? Should the women be out there, be with whoever? You go any place where there's a crowd of people. And sometimes you get some big old dudes with a woman, some slim dudes, some tall dudes, some short statured dudes. You go any place where there's a crowd of people, and you're going to see different types of men with different types of women. But the only thing is, hey, the women apparently like it. If they out in public with them, they like them that much. And shoot, even in situations where a woman will cheat. There's been many guys, they'll find out that woman, she ain't cheat with that muscular guy. It don't hurt. It don't hurt. But she might cheat with that ordinary guy. I knew this guy, somebody did a consultation for years ago. And he said his woman just cheated on him with this jacked up dude. But you know what? No telling what type of connection they made. Because that connection piece is no joke. You got to have that connection. You got to have that connection. Oh, man. Well, that's on that side. There was a little bus picking up some wheelchair person. Anyway, right? That's the thing to realize. Like, women, they ain't stuck. They ain't stuck. And see, one of the main reasons to tell this is no matter what your body build is, no matter what your, whether you endomorphic, mesomorphic, or ectomorphic, regardless of your race, regardless of what you have, you don't know what that woman wants. Even if she one of those women who's super fine. She in that 8 to 10 range, real attractive. You don't know what she really wants. You don't know. You ain't gonna know. Now, she could reject you, or she could be looking for somebody like you. Or you might have just that conversation. She's like, oh, wait a minute. I like what he talking about. I'm like what he talking about. You know, that conversation again. Like, I hadn't talked about this in a long time, but it's like one of those pop the balloon joints where that woman, she was going crazy over that short statured dude. Oh, he was turning out. She was like, oh. He was telling her what she gonna do. I'll put a link for that in the description box. I like using that because, one, it shows you don't have to limit yourself. See, one of the issues out here, and me even talking about this, is men really limit themselves, man. It ain't the women. Because like I said, I don't care who you are, a woman, there's going to be a woman to reject you, but then there might be a woman that like you. You can't make any assumptions with any women. You can't look at yourself. Because when guys say, well, I'm too short, I'm too this or that, you saying that. The women ain't saying that. You don't know what that woman like. Because, like I said, I mean, like the body build thing. Like, you already got these guys talking about it, but I've known too many guys who are some big old dudes getting some play. Shoot, even myself. I've mentioned several times about this woman. Now, when I'm like 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And this woman looked me dead in the eye and said, I want to put 40 more pounds on you. Shoot. And a couple times, several times, bigger than I am now, getting some attention from some women. You don't know it, because one of the things, like, no matter what my size was, I still walk with confidence. I still have a good posture. You still have all of that, because women, they check out everything any damn way. They check out everything. And even when they get with a guy, you don't know what they actually looking for. Even when you talk about the imprint, right? And like I said, I'm gonna mention it for a second time. The imprint is a combination of 3 men. It's never just one. Never like any guys thinking, oh yeah, I imprinted her. No, you didn't. If you weren't in that first 3, and even if you were in that first 3, you sharing that shit. You sharing it. And I'm going to tell you what, it's not even always about the body type any damn way. It's just as much about the psychology. Because you get like if a woman's first 3 men were all confident, take charge type of men, that's what she going to want, regardless of what their body is. Regardless. Or if for some crazy reason she get with like some intellectual type of guys, that's what she going to want, all right? Don't think it's just the physicality. See, a lot of men think it's a physicality just because it's the physicality with most men. But nah, it's not. And then you got some guys thinking, oh, they just want this or that. And it's funny, the guys who say that, they ain't getting none anyway. Usually, if you find out, they ain't getting none anyway. So how the fuck they know? A lot of guys up here guessing. Or they listening to the wrong guys. Shit, just go out here. Actually talk to some women. I wish I had a dime. I wish I had the proverbial dime every time I met a woman, talked to a woman, and the guys were on some physically different stuff. Now, some of them can get the same physical thing, but my point is, don't hold yourself back. You don't know. You can't make any assumptions about that woman. And don't be one of these bammers up here saying, well, it's all women. You ain't met all women. You don't know what they like. You don't know. Shit. I remember there was this finance woman. I don't know. You know, they get weird on IG. And she showed her man one time. Now she fine as shit. Her man was some short-statured dude, had a gut on him, and everything. But, you know, that was kind of hurting her in a way. Because, you know, when women are on their down, most of the time they don't show who they with. But you just never know. You never know what it is. Like this other woman I follow on IG. I had mentioned before, she had said it, hey, aim at her brain. Aim at her, and she fine as shit, but, you know, somebody aim at her brain might not be the type of guy who people would think she would get with. Like, very attractive, very, very attractive, but you don't know. See, the thing with women to understand is, when they looking at a man, I have to really emphasize, they looking at everything. They look at everything. And you get some women, shoot, even let me shout out Cousin T-Talk. Oh, and before I go any further with that, we'll put a link in the description box. Another one. I almost forgot about it. I almost forgot to tell you, me and Cousin T-Talk, we're doing something tonight. We're doing something tonight, so I'll put a link for that in the description box. We're doing something there. Come through, check us out, and like I always say, you know, stick with the subject of whatever we're talking about. Don't be one of these bammers on here as something totally different. Don't look at it. If you got a serious question or you got a question about anything, hit us up private. Our information is there. 97% of the time, I answer the question if you hit me up privately. 97. Every now and then, get some Bama trying to do some slick ass shit. we won't talk about that today. But I'm gonna tell you what. Check that out. But getting back to the main thing, you just don't know. Don't make any assumptions about a woman. Only thing you know for sure about a woman is if she wants you, if she's receptive to you, or if she wants to reject you. That's the only thing you know for sure. You don't know what she like. You don't know what her type is, even when you see her with somebody. Because you get some of those women who may have like their own roster, their own men they getting with. You don't know. You might see her with one man, but the other man you see her with, the one she cheating with, don't look shit like that other man. I mean, or they, you know, do like my neighbor did had one type of man, but then get with another type of man. You don't know. See, women, they open. They open. As long as they can have some connection with that man, that's the biggest thing. However, that connection is in their heart. It ain't about the physicality or whatnot. In fact, that's why you'll see some fine woman with some big old dude. Not even big hominoid eating dude. He eat more than that. He eat more than that. And I met some tiny women. I met some tiny women like that. I met some tiny women giving some big old dude. But you know what? That's what they like. And women, that's just their nature. They are not stuck. Trust me. They not stuck. They can get with one type of man, but then get with somebody who don't physically look like them. Shit, he don't have to be the same race, subculture, whatever. That's just a woman's nature. That's just a woman's nature. And y'all just have to understand that about a woman. And the main reason you understand it is don't hold yourself back. Don't limit yourself. You see that woman, you say the damn principle, go for it. Don't tell yourself, no, she wouldn't want me. You don't know until you say something to her. And even if she don't give you what people call those choosing signals, because I still say women choose, but you ain't gonna know. She might have chose you, because real quick about that, one way a woman will choose you, she might not look at you, give you any attention. Then all of a sudden you say something to her, and then she's super friendly. I remember this woman in college. She ain't give me no type of signals, nothing. Then one time me and her just started, I forgot what the situation was. I talked to her. She was ultra friendly. I mean, ultra friendly. I was like, damn. Why was I waiting? Because I didn't think she had any interest in me. So you just never know. You just never know. You just got to go for it and go from there, all right? Yeah, go ahead, get me some vittles. For those who don't know, that's from the Beverly Hillbillies. Anyway, get in here, get my stuff. Yeah, but always remember that women, they can be open. It's up to them. Just figure it out. Don't hold yourself back. If she gonna say no, let her say no. All right. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace.